When you come to Cedar Point here in Sandusky, Ohio, you are coming to the home of one of the greatest roller coaster collections in the world. So when you come here and you're trying to take advantage of that great coaster collection, you need to know how to make the most of it. And the most of it means knowing which row to sit on in each roller coaster.
Because rows matter.
Very much. If you think that rows don't matter, then you are sadly mistaken. So some rides are back row, some are front row, some don't matter. But we're gonna go over every single roller coaster here at Cedar Point and tell you the best rows to get the most bang for your buck here at Cedar Point. First up is Raptor.
Go to the back row because it's the smoothest, you don't really get any head banging, and I don't know, I just think back row is the best row on Raptor.
Best.
And for Gatekeeper, I would say the best row is probably back row and left side.
And when you come up to the brand new roller coaster here at Cedar Point, Wild Mouse, the row you want to get for sure is that cheese row. Cheese row. You gotta ride cheese car. Cheese car.
We just rode cheese car too.
Yeah, that was our first cheese car ride of the year, and it is spinnier than all the others. So obviously there are no actual rows on a Wild Mouse like this, but if you can choose which car you want to ride, you definitely have to do cheese.
It's fun a lot more than ever before. Cheese.
And when you are about to ride the oldest operating roller coaster in the park, Blue Streak, you definitely have to work towards that row 11.
11, second to back.
Because you're not on a wheel seat and you get crazy good airtime.
When you're on a wheel seat, that means it's usually rougher because you're on a seat right directly over a wheel on the train, and it's usually a lot rougher. If you're on row 11, you're not on a wheel, and it's very smooth, and you get the best airtime in that row. So ride row 11.
Next up on the list is Valraven.
Valraven.
I think this is probably one of the easiest ones because you guys could probably guess exactly what we're going to say.
I say row 7.
Best row is row 7. Definitely get that back row airtime. No, of course, this is a front row ride. You get those great views. So it's a front row ride. You guys already knew that. This one was obvious. We're out of here. Next up is Iron Dragon, the old classic suspended aero coaster. Not many of these left in the country, so if you get a chance to ride one, I suggest you do. And this one, I mean, there's not a lot of rows that make a huge difference in a family coaster like this, but back row does get you a lot of whip in the second half. You end up coming down a second lift hill, a second drop, and then the second half of the course goes over some water, just over that way, and it on back row just adds a little bit more to it, just a little bit. So we suggest back row for Iron Dragon. Next up on the list is Rougarou. If you want the best seat on Rougarou, you go with that one right there, and you sit there and wait for your friends that are stupid enough to actually ride this hunk of junk.
Front row Rougarou, it's a good ride. It's underrated.
If you're going to ride it, I guess ride front row, whatever.
Millennium Force.
If you want to ride Millennium Force, the absolute best row to ride is, well, he says the back row.
I say back row.
I say front. So this is a debate. I like on like gigas and stuff and really tall roller coasters, I like to be in the front.
I do too.
Because I feel like you just feel like you're flying and you get some good scenery in that.
I do. I love Millennium Force front row, but I think back row is just a little bit better.
So I guess if you had to choose one, you would go with me, obviously, and choose front.
No, you would go with me and choose back, but front is also good.
And now we are on to one of our favorite roller coasters here in the park. We are on to Maverick. Now, if you're gonna ride Maverick, he is a huge proponent of saying, get in that back row.
I really like back row, although front row on Maverick is really good during, it's good always, but especially during hollow weekends when they have this haunted walkthrough going on, Cutthroat Cove.
And they have a bunch of smoke and mist.
Smoke and mist, and it's really dark, and it's so cool. So front row for then, but I think all the other times I would go back row.
So if you're here and you're going to ride Steel Vengeance, then you definitely need to get in that back row. Either 11 or 12, they both get about the same amount of airtime.
Yeah.
But the difference between front and back on this ride,
it's huge, way more than you would ever expect. Back row all the way.
all the wave turns, woo, you catch a bunch of air, like sideways air in the back row. In the front row, it's nice, but you don't catch that airtime. So 100% back row ride. Next up on the list is Mine Ride. This one, is there a row?
If you want the most intense ride, go to the back. Other than that, I don't know. Front is good. Not a huge deal.
This is a small, older mine train that you're not going to get any like huge difference in any of the rows. So just jump on a row and try to enjoy. Up here is Gemini, and if the people coming to Cedar Point want to ride this amazing roller coaster, Gemini, which row do they want to sit in?
I would say front. I'd say this is a great front ride. Although like the back row does give some good airtime on some of the drops, I like front row. I mean, really, this whole ride is just meant to like high five and interact with.
Yeah, as long as you high five, then you're all good. Okay, now we come to Corkscrew, the old Aero custom looper. And if you want to ride this here at Cedar Point, we suggest maybe, a middle row ride.
It might be a little bit smoother because the ride can be a little rough.
Yeah, so get on a middle row, and that should be your best bet to not get so much head banging. Magnum XL 200, the first ever hyper coaster made by Aerodynamics. When you come and ride this ride at Cedar Point, make sure to either get on a front row ride, or if you avoid any wheel seats.
Yeah, get front row or any second row of like each car, because wheel seats can be very shaky, and wheel
Very
seats,
rough.
if you don't know, are seats that are directly over top of one of the wheels on the train.
And so, like, if you've never seen anything like this before, then each car has 3 rows, and the first 2 rows in each car are wheel seats, and the middle is not a wheel seat.
So you usually want to sit there unless you're sitting in the front row. Front row is going to be more aggressive. Towards the middle, it's going to be less aggressive.
So we hope that video was helpful to you guys. If you're here at Cedar Point and want to get the most out of your roller coaster experience, you need to know what rows are the best.
Of course.
So if you liked the video, go ahead and like it, subscribe, go down in the description, and there's a link to our channel membership.
Channel membership?
Yeah, you can be like these people right here and get exclusive videos and all sorts of good stuff and help out the channel more than you even know. So thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking, and thank you for being a friend. And we'll see you guys right here next time on
Beach Cliff Studio.